In the high-stakes world of global music, it's rare to see a single performance stop the digital world in its tracks. Yet that's exactly what happened when a young woman from Lancashire stepped into the booth to take on a song that has broken the careers of singers twice her age. We are witnessing the rise of Lucy Thomas, but this isn't your typical overnight success story. It's a calculated, high-production mystery that has the industry divided. This week, her rendition of Woman in Love didn't just rack up millions of views. It ignited a firestorm of debate regarding authenticity, talent, and the future of the music industry. While fans are mesmerized by the emotional delivery, industry insiders are looking at the data, and what they're finding is a narrative that goes far deeper than a simple vocal cover. We have to ask, is this the birth of a new legend, or are we watching the most sophisticated branding exercise of the 2020s? The reality TV aftermath. To understand the gravity of the current situation, we have to look back at the origins of this vocal powerhouse, a story that began under the bright, often unforgiving lights of The Voice Kids UK. But what most viewers don't realize is that for every success story like Lucy, there are 1,000 cautionary tales of young stars who were chewed up and spat out by the reality TV machine. When Lucy didn't take home the win back in 2018, the industry experts predicted she would vanish into the background, another name lost to the archives of Saturday night television. However, our investigation into her trajectory shows a completely different pattern. Instead of chasing the quick fame of tabloid headlines or social media drama, the Thomas camp implemented a silence and skill strategy. They retreated from the public eye to focus on a grueling vocal development phase that transformed a child's promise into a woman's precision. This wasn't just practice, it was a total rebranding. By the time she returned to the spotlight, the little girl from the reality stage was gone, replaced by a sophisticated artist whose technical ability started to rival the greats. This shift has raised eyebrows among talent scouts, who are now questioning if the traditional record label path is officially dead. Lucy Thomas proved that you don't need a winning trophy to dominate the charts. You just need a microphone and a strategy that keeps the audience guessing. This period of disappearance is exactly where the mystery begins, as rumors began to surface that she was being scouted by the biggest names in the business while she was still technically a minor, leading to a level of secrecy that is rarely seen in the age of oversharing. The Everest of vocals when news broke that Lucy was set to release Woman in Love. The skepticism was at an all-time high among vocal purists. This isn't just a pop song. In the world of professional music, this track is considered the Everest of ballads, a song so technically demanding that even seasoned icons hesitate to perform it live. Originally made legendary by Barbra Streisand, the song requires an impossible bridge between raw emotional vulnerability and surgical vocal control. Our report on the performance's reception reveals a fascinating split in the audience. On one hand, you have the millions of listeners who are moved to tears by the sheer beauty of her tone. On the other, you have the vocal analysts who are stunned by her breath support and her ability to navigate the money notes with such ease. It's been decades since we've seen a performer under the age of 25 handle this specific arrangement without cracking under the pressure. But as the views climbed into the tens of millions, so did the intensity of the scrutiny. Critics began to wonder, how can someone so young possess a soul that sounds this seasoned? It led to speculations that she might be the chosen one to bridge the gap between Gen Z and the classic ballad era. But with that kind of praise comes a heavy burden, and the pressure of living up to the Streisand legacy is a weight that has crushed many before her. The question remains, was this performance a natural evolution, or was it a carefully engineered moment designed to force the world to take her seriously? The production controversy. In our pursuit of the truth behind the perfect performance, we have to address the elephant in the room that has been trending across music forums and vocal coach reaction channels. Is what we are hearing the raw, unfiltered truth of a human voice, or are we witnessing the pinnacle of studio magic in the 2020s? as her version of Woman in Love dominated the algorithm. A wave of accusations surfaced, suggesting that the vocals were too clean and too precise to be human. In an era where AI and sophisticated pitch correction software like Melodyne are industry standards, the line between talent and technology has become dangerously blurred. Our investigation into these claims shows no direct evidence of foul play, yet the debate itself is a testament to how high Lucy has set the bar. Some truth seekers on the internet have gone as far as to slow down her audio, looking for the digital artifacts of manipulation. They point to the perfect vibrato and the lack of audible breaths as red flags. However, supporters argue that this is simply what elite training sounds like in a high-end studio environment. The Thomas team has remained notably silent on these accusations, a move that some see as a guilty admission and others see as a brilliant PR tactic. By not engaging with the critics, they allow the mystery to grow. Is the voice we hear on the track the same one that will echo through the halls of her 2026 tour? The unnatural perfection of her performance has created a paradox. She is either the most gifted singer of her generation or the most well-produced artist in the digital age. The reclusive strategy, perhaps the most shocking element of the Lucy Thomas story, isn't the voice itself, but the wall of silence that surrounds the artist. In a world where every celebrity is one Instagram Live away from a career-ending scandal, Lucy's team has implemented a media blackout protocol that would make even the most private A-listers jealous. You won't find her in the DMND tabloids, and you won't see her engaging in public SHT talking with rivals. This level of discipline is unheard of for a 21st century star. Our sources indicate that this is a deliberate choice to preserve the mystique of the brand. By refusing to do standard interviews or get ready with me videos, she forces the audience to focus entirely on the music. But this vacuum of information has led to wild speculations. Rumors have circulated about secret contracts, health concerns, and even theories that she is being gate-kept by an overprotective management team. This reclusive vibe has actually served to increase her high retention value. Because the fans know so little about her, they watch every second of her videos searching for clues about her personality and her life. It's a masterclass in psychological marketing. She has become a ghost in the machine, a voice without a face-to-face connection, which only makes the emotional impact of a song like Woman in Love feel more intense. It feels like she is talking directly to the listener because she isn't talking to anyone else. The 2026 horizon as we look toward the immediate future. The stakes for Lucy Thomas have never been higher, with reports surfacing that 2026 will be the make-or-break year for her transition into a global icon. But as the rumors of a massive European tour and a potential move to the United States gain momentum, a new conflict is emerging that could threaten everything she has built. Moving from a controlled studio environment to a grueling live tour is where the truth finally comes out. There is no undo button on a live stage, and the critics who whispered about studio magic are waiting in the wings for her to fail. Furthermore, our investigation has uncovered whispers of a massive bidding war between the three major record labels, all vying to sign her away from her independent roots. If she signs, does she lose the mystery that made her famous? There are also quiet conversations happening in the West End about her potential to lead a major new production, which would see her leaving the YouTube world behind for good. This performance of Woman in Love wasn't just a song, it was her audition for the world stage. As she prepares to step out from behind the screen and into the physical spotlight, the world is watching to see if the Woman in Love can survive the heat of the real world. Whether she becomes the next global superstar or remains a digital enigma, the Lucy Thomas case has already changed the rules of the game forever.